All right. Good evening, everyone. Morning, afternoon, wherever you might be watching this from. My name is Stallone-Obaraemi Samuel, and I'm really happy that you're here today so that we can share some thoughts together. I want to share something with you that I believe is really phenomenal. It is awesome, and I hope that it's going to be of benefit to all of you that are here today. I need you to open your mind and take in what I'm going to share with you today, because we truly are in the first phase of a once in a lifetime investing revolution. You see, every few centuries, financial markets across the globe undergo what I would call a pivotal revolution, and investors who stay ahead of it can become enormously wealthy. Now, none of us were born the last time one of these investing or investment revolutions actually happened. But the next one, which we call the tokenization revolution, is here. And it is going to change everything about investing, creating enormous opportunities for those people who have their minds open to invest in new spaces, in new areas, and are wanting to take advantage of the opportunities that present themselves. Like I said, every few hundred years, laws and technologies change. So there's an increase in the number of things that investors can, invest in. For instance, in the 1800s, France introduced the idea of debt securities so that investors could buy and sell agricultural debt. Then a few centuries later, banks in Venice pioneered the idea of government securities. All right, they pioneered the idea of government securities. And well, by the late 16th century, the discovery of the New World led to the concept of exchanging cash. Sorry, my phone is going off the hook. So let me take care of that real quick so that we don't get distracted. Sorry. So like I was saying, the discovery of the New World and the world's movement and all that led to the concept of exchanging cash for shares in a company. And then when we fast forward to the 20th century, stock exchanges had been created in most developed economies. And these allowed investors to buy equity in a multitude of corporations. Stay with me, I'm taking you somewhere. I'm trying to show you that something is happening quietly, that many people are either too stubborn to listen to, or their egos won't allow them to see that, or maybe some experiences here and there stop them from even paying attention. But what I usually tell people is, why do you want to just kick something off if you do not know anything about it? Or why don't you just start something? Why don't you try to learn about something and make an informed decision whether it's a yes or a no? So broadly then, an investor's investment opportunities over the past millennium has actually gone up. If you understand what I mean, has actually gone up and expanded from debt to government securities to equity in large companies. And now we are on the brink of another. I was trying to say, I just completely forgot. I didn't check when the internet took me back and brought me back. Doc took me out and brought me back. So I'm saying that there's an expansion, right? And the expansion is happening in the cryptocurrency space. It's happening in the blockchain space, all right? And it is really huge because it's not like it's just a move, but the point is that it is completely new. Now, over the past 5 years, there have been different technological advancements that have made it possible for individual retail investors to directly invest in fine art and real estate, among many other things. Not only is this a kind of enormous development, but perhaps most importantly, it is new, like I said, and we believe that we are truly at the first stage of a once-in-a-lifetime investing revolution. And what is behind this revolution is what we call tokenization. So what is tokenization? That's what I was explaining earlier. before I checked and figured that my microphone was off. You see, it's a beautiful way when we talk about tokenization in investing terms. It's a beautiful or fancy way for us to see crowdfunding for assets. In essence, tokenization simply involves creating a digital asset to replicate a physical one. And then what you do is that you slice up that digital asset into many different pieces or tokens. And then you sell those many different pieces to investors through a crowdfunding platform. Let's take real estate, for instance. Tokenization digitally replicates a physical real estate asset like an apartment building, and then it divides this new digital asset up into pieces, say like 25 or 30 shares in the building. Then what happens is that the owner of the building then sells those 25 shares to institutional or accredited or retail investors through crowdfunding platforms. And then these platforms then create a market for those shares so that investors can buy and sell shares in the apartment building like they would ordinarily buy and sell stocks. So put differently, tokenization helps us to create a win-win situation where investors win because they can invest in things that they couldn't invest in before, but now they can invest in those things in small bits. Pay attention, I'm taking you somewhere. And then they can do this, and then you also have increased liquidity. So it's not like I have to buy something that's like $1 million. And because I don't have $1 million, I cannot invest in that estate. No, it does not have. But now when it's broken into bits, I can buy $1,000 worth of. I can buy, let's say, $10,000 worth of. The next man can buy, say, $100,000 worth of. And we will all have rights to that property. Okay, rights ownership is like everything. Without rights or property rights, trust me, there is no wealth. Capitalism is dead. All right. So asset owners, in turn, they win because they get to raise capital through a new route, and they benefit from the creation of liquid markets around formerly non-liquid assets. It is crazy what's happening right now in the world, and even many people in the financial world, in the traditional financial world, are probably not aware of this. Now, consequent upon what I've just said, tokenization is the future of investing in the cryptocurrency market. So if you were the one that once in a time you were not paying attention to the cryptocurrency market, I'm just saying, wake up. You see, as it is the case with cryptos, over the next several years, tokenization will gain mainstream traction. Remember, 12 years ago, if you talk about Bitcoin, people will look at you with this blank face, like, what exactly are you talking about? Today, it's a lot different. It is by far the fastest growing asset today in the world. And investors will, I'm talking about cryptocurrency, that is. And investors, I tell you, will be presented with tremendous opportunities to make savvy investments in things like real estate and probably fine art. Now, talking about fine art, I want to take you somewhere. I want to take you into the NFT space. Some of us here may have heard about NFTs. And when we talk about NFTs, we mean non-fungible tokens. And that's a big grammar for so many people. What do we mean? When you talk about non-fungible tokens, what exactly are you talking about? How can I make money from that? How can I benefit from that? I want to share with you, consider this like a master class or something. I'm going to share with you a lot. If not for anything, it is expected to wake you up. It's expected to trigger you to start thinking and say, oh, I wasn't thinking about cryptocurrency. I wasn't thinking about the blockchain technology, but I think this is a wake-up call, all right? So if not for anything, I hope this wakes you up and you begin to think about taking action immediately. So, talking about NFTs, when many people hear about NFTs, they think of maybe JPEGs of maybe silly things, or they're baffled at maybe these drawings, and they're wondering how these mere drawings and all that are worth so much money. However, when we talk about, all these JPEGs, the images and all of that, it's just one small, tiny part of what we mean by of the NFT space. When we talk about NFT, you should think about not the pictures and the drawings and whatever that people say, and you just can't wrap your head around it. you think about the technology behind NFTs. You see, those who are sitting on the sidelines are already missing out on some of the fastest gains in the history of the financial markets. You see, there are several NFT projects that are helping to build this next generation of the internet. And these projects have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with JPEGs. You see, many investors today, they dismiss NFTs. When you talk about the NFTs, investors, people that are traditional investors, some people probably that have a little knowledge about the cryptocurrency space, they dismiss it like it's like a passing fad. Remember, in the early 90s, people didn't know what emails were. People dismissed the internet. Even the early 2000s, some people still dismissed the internet as a passing fad, claiming that was just a short-term thing. That's how today many people are still dismissing the NFT space like it's a short-term craze that will inevitably die. My friends, the truth is, saying NFTs are just a passing fad. It's like saying the internet was a fad in the early 90s, like I mentioned earlier. All right. But today we know, decades after, that the internet is like air. Without the internet, some people will just go crazy. All right. Without the internet, people will go crazy. In fact, investors who dismiss NFTs as just a passing fad are actually making one of the biggest mistakes, financial mistakes of their lives. So you and I that are retail investors that are going into small investments here and there, I'm encouraging you to begin to think, if you're not thinking about it, begin to think about the NFT space, think about the cryptocurrency space. You see, we've moved from when it was just Bitcoin, and we're talking about payments. And then we were also just talking about a store of value. So when Ethereum came aboard, and then we started talking about smart contracts. Started talking about Bitcoin was just about money. When Ethereum came, it became more about finance, decentralized finance. Now we're moving from just the regular or primary decentralized finance space. We've moved into the NFT space. We've moved into the metaverse. My friends, this is not going away. And this is not me just ranting and all of that. You have countless pieces or bodies of research showing that this is not going away. So if you missed Bitcoin in 2009, 2010, 2011, you kind of missed Bitcoin. And you missed all those early stuff. You missed Ethereum in 2015. If you missed all of that, do not miss this one. If you end up missing this trend because you think it's just a passing fad, or because it doesn't really make sense to you right now, or because it makes you uncomfortable against the traditional things that we were born to see, it could be the biggest financial mistake of your life. In fact, something is about to happen. Something is about to happen. I'm just tempted to give you a time duration, but I won't. Something is about to happen very, very soon. And I'm not talking about months. That will accelerate the adoption of the NFTs and this new version of the internet, sending token investments through the roof. In fact, historians, I tell you, will look back at this event that's about to happen and will mark this event as the beginning of the new internet. That is how important this event is. You see, some of the world's biggest corporations are getting involved already in NFTs. I'm going to give you some examples. So before that, listen, even if you don't believe in NFTs, there's no problem. If you don't believe in the tokenization concept of the internet, understand that some of the smartest people in the world, some of the smartest, largest corporations and institutions in the world believe in it. So wake up. Let me give you a few examples. Nike just filed 7 new trademarks related to NFTs and tokenization. All major sport leagues are getting involved with NFTs, including the NFL, the NBA, the UFC, name it, amongst others. You know, what about Adidas? What's Adidas doing? Adidas just partnered with an NFT project called Sandbox. Major record labels, including Universal, Warner, and Sony, are planning to get involved in the space. All right. Walmart, BMW, McDonald's, Budweiser, Coca-Cola, name them. They're all getting involved in the NFT space. In fact, Coca-Cola just sold its first NFT and made more than $575,000 in 72 hours. What about major platforms, payment platforms like Visa? They've made statements on the NFTs. The head of Visa said he thinks that NFTs will play an important role in the future of retail, social media, entertainment, and commerce. All right. And then responding to Visa, MasterCard is also looking for ways to enter into the space. And you and I are sitting down and saying, you know, it's just a passing fad. I hope this kind of gets to you and wakes you up. Mark Zuckerberg is one of the biggest believers in the metaverse. Mark Zuckerberg believes that this is going to be the successor of the mobile internet. And he's investing billions of dollars per year to ensure that Meta, that is the former Facebook, is at the head of the trend. In fact, NFTs and tokenization aren't just a bunch of fringe projects anymore because institutions are getting in. You know, you have professionals, well-funded enterprises all going in to change the world. NFTs will change the world. NFTs today can be said to be the hottest trend in the world right now. So when it comes to NFTs, most people are sitting on the sidelines and then they're kind of scratching their heads. But the few who understand what's happening in the space are truly getting rich. And that's why we're having this meeting today, this evening. And I hope that you get back home and begin to think about this. You see, when we talk about the concept of NFTs, it's actually super simple. It's just a unique digital asset. Like I said, non-fungible token, something that is one of a kind. Okay, think of maybe a celebrity tweet, or maybe think about digital trading card, or a digital piece of maybe art, or maybe an in-game item or something. So NFT is just like, you don't have another one. It's just that one, that type, right? Now, before now, NFTs were not as popular. I mean, when we talk about NFTs, they are becoming a thing now because of the blockchain technology. When we talk about blockchain, people think blockchain is cryptocurrency. No, cryptocurrency is just a small piece. Bitcoin has been just a small piece of the blockchain technology. You see, so before blockchain technology, digital piece of art could have been copied and sold 1 million times and therefore had no value. But with the blockchain technology, all of these things have changed because the original can be verified and now can hold significant value. That original is the NFT and it cannot be replicated, counterfeited, or inflated. The NFT market is exploding. Let me take a pause for a while. This might sound really confusing. And for some people, it's like, oh, you're talking about NFTs. What exactly are we talking about? How is this going to benefit me? This is what I need you to think about. This is a huge market. This is a huge space. It's beckoning on you to come and invest. The question is, how do you know what you are going to invest in and you're going to make profit? Before I take you into that and show you how you can know what to invest in and make profit, and you will not lose your money, you will not end up losing your money, I need you to understand that what I'm sharing with you right now is not for everybody. So I'm going to tell you who it is for, and then you ask yourself, really, do I want to stay to the end of this presentation or not? Because at the end of the day, I have a gift for you I'm going to share with you. But that is if you stay to the end of the conversation. But then let me save you the headache of saying, listen, is this really for you? Now, this is only for those who want more out of the blockchain space without giving their money to anyone and without standing the risk of losing all. This is for those who have lost tons of money online due to lack of high quality information and guidance, and they are eager to cover from their losses. This is for those who want to be part of a world-class crypto investor network, who want to understand where can I put my money and I have control over it. This is for those who want to join the next new wave or the new wave of crypto millionaires that will be created. This is for those who are saying, I want to get in somewhere and I want to put in my money and invest. I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to recruit anybody. That's fine. This is what this space is for you. Now, this is for that person who is probably running a private business and is making profit and is looking for somewhere to put his money into, to allocate some funds into. Instead of just leaving it in the bank, now this is the place for you. This is for those who are not afraid to make 10x. That's like 1,000%, 20x, 50x, because we're going to show you all of that. And also make no mistakes, all right? Despite all the beautiful things I've shared with you, we are not creating a get-rich-quick scheme. And I also want to say that we are neither legal advisors or financial advisors. We're simply educating, and we hope that you're going to take this education and make the best of it. I want to add, humbly and respectfully, this is not a place. What we are presenting to you is not for those who are looking for daily bread. I'm looking for money right now to eat. This is not for people who are looking for money to survive daily. This is actually for those who are seeking real financial freedom and are willing to be patient and be disciplined to stay through. This is for those who are looking for significance in the crypto space. Why are we emphasizing this? Because creating serious wealth, the kind that lets you live completely on your own terms for the rest of your life, takes dedication and patience. But we're here to help you. So if you've been sitting on the fence with regard to cryptocurrency, this is why you should not. Because experts around the world, like I've shared with you the past minutes, agree that an enormous event is about to catch everyone by surprise. And the information we're sharing today could mint a new class of crypto millionaires. So pay attention to what I'm going to say next, because it will absolutely transform your life. It could show you substantial gains in the coming years. All right? The blockchain technology, the cryptocurrency space is transforming the way we lead our lives, the way our society functions. I'm about to show you a proven system that can actually take $100 and turn it into a fortune for you. You need to pause and ask yourself, so what if I have $500? What if I have $1,000? Well, just watch and see. Let me share with you some of the things that we've done in the past, some of the calls that we've made, and so that you have an idea of what I'm talking about and probably get ready for what is happening, what is going to happen. All right, so pay attention. Let me quickly share my screen with you right now. Okay, so here's it. Now, Theta is actually an NFT project. All right, so look at this. So when Theta was called, right? When Theta was called, okay, in 2020, it was 4 cents. And so if you had $100, you probably have access to, you would have been able to acquire 2,500 units. And then if you had $500, you would have been able to acquire probably 12,500 units. And if you had $1,000, you would have been able to acquire 25,000 units. Now let's say 1 year down the line, by 2021 March, the value of Theta had grown from 4 cents to $14.87. All right, from $14.87 to $14.87. That's 12 months after. So that means that if you had invested $100, your $100 would have grown to $37,175. Your $1,000, all right, your $1,000, your $500 would have grown to $185,875 in 1 year, my friends. And your $1,000 would have grown to $371,750. Now, all of these things I'm sharing with you, they are on the internet. Go to CoinMarketCap and go to March 2020 and ask and check at the point when at that point how much was Theta, and then by March 2021 when Theta hit its all-time high, I think so, how much was it? And if I had the information about this NFT project and I had invested in it, and I'd invested say $100, maybe $200 or $500 or $1,000, how much would I have made 1 year after? It is mathematics, it is scientific, you cannot dispute it. But let me show you some more. There's a sister project called Theta Fuel. Now, when Theta Fuel was called to same year and same month, it was less than a cent. So if you had invested $100, 1 year and 3 months down the line, when it moved from less than a cent to 68 cents, your $100 would have grown to $74,886. And your $500 would have grown to $374,430. And your $1,000 would have grown to $748,860. My friends, 1 year, 3 months. 1 year, 3 months. This is how crazy this space is. You cannot afford to ignore it. Then when BNB came out, BNB is the native coin of Binance. Binance is the largest, currently the largest centralized cryptocurrency exchange. Now look at this. When it came out, it was 3 cents. So if you had invested $100, 3 years and 7 months down the line, this 3 cents worth of token become $677.47. It means that if you had invested $100, your $100 would have become approximately $2.2 million. Your $500 would have become approximately $11.2 million. And your $1,000 would have become approximately $22.5 million. For real. For real. Which one of us would not be willing to wait for 4 years, for 3.5 years to make that amount of money? Let me show you this last one, Hex. Now, if you had invested $100, 1 year and 9 months down the line, your $100 into Hex, if you knew about Hex when Hex came into existence, and you had the information, and you had the guts to invest in that project at that point when it was not seen. It was a blue chip project, but it was undervalued because people did not see it. But you were in a community and you had access to that insider information. Boom, your $100 in 1 year and 9 months would have turned into $3.3 million. But let's approximate it to $3.4 million. Your $500 would have become $16.9 million. And your $1,000 would have become $33.7 million. Let's pause for a while. It is okay if you doubt that these things happen. Go to CoinMarketCap, take these dates that I've shared with you, do your own research, find out how much were those tokens, and then how much did they grow into. We've gone past the point where we justify the gains there are in the cryptocurrency space. We've gone past that point. Right now, we are at the point where we say, did you miss these ones I've called? Did you miss Bitcoin? Did you miss Ethereum? Did you miss BNB? Did you miss this? Did you miss that? Don't worry. It's happening again. When you miss the next one, that is the place that we are. We've gone past the point where we try to justify if these things happen. They did happen. You can verify all of them. We are at the point where we say, okay, wait. These things are real, but there's so much in the market and we're confused. We need guidance. That's where we are. So if you're here at this place and you are still doubting, you are miles away. In fact, I was reading the other day, and then somebody said something I like that. He said, listen, that if anybody wakes up and has not heard about cryptocurrency, the person has probably not been in existence. That was what he said. But I want to modify it. The person is probably living in one remote area. But if you are in the city and you are not aware of cryptocurrency and the tsunami that is coming with it, I don't know what to say. But thank God you're here today. Thank God you're watching this at this point in time. So right now we are here to say, how can we take advantage of this and make the best out of it? That's where we are. So like I was saying, I want to also, I want to do a disclaimer again. You say, I've shared so much if you joined us from the beginning. But again, every information I've shared with you is purely educational. It's not, we're not legal advisors. We're not financial advisors. We are just educating. And cryptocurrency, like any other investment, has its risks. So please take note. Nobody in our community will take a dime from you to invest in your behalf. That's exactly what we are kicking against. We know that people have had issues resulting in court cases, losing their marriages, losing their families, losing their jobs, because they took money from people to invest in their behalf, or they gave their monies to people to invest for them, and something happens, the rest is history. But what cryptos should you buy and hodl? Hodl means to hold. What cryptos should you hold? All right, it's a term that is used by investors, hodl. It's a term that is used by investors to say to hold cryptocurrency regardless of the market's volatility. What should you buy? What should you go into? What shouldn't you go into? Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome you to our community, the Moon Arcade community. And we believe it is your ticket to the moon. When we say in the cryptocurrency space to the moon, we say we're talking about making insane profit, unbelievable profit. But I'll show you in a minute why these profits, this high level of profits are happening, even if it's so hard for you to believe. I used to be in your space. In 2018, I lost $480,000 because I was giving it to someone to trade for me. And cryptocurrency, boom, he made a mistake, and that was it. 2019, 2020, if you say CRE, I will chase you. So I used to be in your space. I didn't want to listen to anything, but I wish I did. But again, when we lose something because we were too obstinate to listen, it's a lesson. So the next time we have a second chance, we value it. I think that was what happened to me. So if you had lost your chances before in the past, you missed any chance, this is probably a second chance. Please don't miss it. All right. If you've been following me thus far and you think you've been getting value, please, can I get in the comment section? Let me know I'm not just talking to myself. Just put value in the comment section. Value, come on. Let me know that I'm not just talking to myself and I'm carrying you along, that you're following, that you're getting value. Come on, let's go there. Value, value. Let me see in the comment section that you are actually learning something. You are getting value. Yes, let's go. Let's go. Yes, I see. All right, great stuff. Good, good, good. I see Blessing. I see Philip. All right. Okay, Christian, you've gotten a question. Not a problem. I'll take that immediately. We're done. Okay. So I just want to share with you now some of the things that you can get. But before that, real quick, let me show you why most people are choosing cryptocurrency. It's pretty much simple, right? This is why most people are choosing cryptocurrency. It's because, take for instance, in 2012, if you had invested $1,547 into gold, gold is by every means a good place to invest. But if you had invested, you would have gotten 1 ounce of gold. In that same year, February, if you had invested $1,547 into Bitcoin, you would have gotten 1,547 units of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is like $1. Fast forward 10 years down the line, your $1,547 in gold would have only grown from that point to $1,920. It's profit. But your $1,547 in Bitcoin would have grown to $61.8 million. 10 years. Don't joke with the cryptocurrency space. You'll be doing that at your own expense. All right? So don't joke with it. So are you truly positioned for the new digital gold? This is where gold is right now. All right? This is where gold is. I want to share this with you. Now, this is where gold is right now. Gold has gone from the point of accumulation to the point of prosperity. It is now being regulated. Most people my age, or in our generation, we always wait for things to get to stability level where things are regulated, things are stable. At this point, the profit margin is not as high as it is here. However, the digital gold, the cryptocurrency that we call the digital gold, is right now between the accumulation stage and the prosperity stage. That is why you get to see that huge spike. But it is either you make a decision right now to join the wagon, to join the train, to get on the plane, or you decide to wait until it gets to when all the regulations are in place. And then you begin to make like 3%, 5%. That's all fine. That's all good by me. That's all fine by me. All right. Your decision to make. My job is to tell you that there's information to share. You show up, I share the information with you. Your job is to make a decision for the sake of yourself, your wife, your husband, your loved ones, your children. All right. So that is why you see that difference. Let's show you something. Let me show you something right now. So I want to say, welcome to Digital Rush Gold. Gold Rush. Look at this real quick. If you had invested when Bitcoin was 9 cents, if you had invested, say, $100, if you can see my cursor here, if you had invested, say, $100, what would have happened? You see, what would have happened is that, what would have happened here is that your $100 from 2010 to date, that's like 12 years down the line, would have become 81.25 million. And your $1,000 would have become 812.5 million. And your $10,000 would have become 8.1 billion. That's it. If you had invested in Ethereum in 2015, 6 years down the line, your $100 would have become $600. I need you to take a look at these figures and ask yourself, which business would you have done within the same period of time that would have given you this spike? Which one? All right. If you had invested in BNB, this is how far. Your $100 would have become like 590, all right, dollars if you had invested when it was like 11 cents. Your $1,000 would have become $1.9 million. Your $10,000 would have become $59 million. If you had even invested in Solana, Axie Infinity, Hex, this is how far. But I need to warn you that this is for illustration purposes. These numbers are there, you can verify them. But please do not think that it's going to be like that. Everything we're going to say going forward is just going to be flying like that. No, this is for education. Please do your own research, your due diligence, and take action. Okay. Now, many people run away from the cryptocurrency space. Why? They tell you, well, I've invested in cryptocurrency, it didn't work, it just failed. Something that was the crypto has crashed. When a plane crashes, that's the end. But if a plane, for any reason, because of weather or whatever, comes down and then takes off again, it changes its altitude, it's still flying. So when cryptocurrency comes down, it's not crashed. I will tell you, I'm going to tell you now the difference between crashing and why some people are scared and they lose. Now, many people invest in cryptocurrency, but they do not know that they're investing in weak tokens. I met somebody the other day who, as I was talking, he said, I know crypto, I know I've been in crypto, I have a lot of cryptos. And then I told him, let me see your phone. I mean, where you have your wallet. So before I even said, he opened, and he on his phone, I'm not joking, it is more like you have the entire crypto market on his phone. Cryptocurrencies. And by the time, he didn't know, but when I asked him, he said he gave some money to somebody, he gave some good money to someone, and the person went to buy. The beauty, the crazy part of this is that people don't know when they give money to people, even how much cryptos they buy for them. So by the time we did a calculation, in fact, there was no need to do a calculation. I just went down and said, see the total value of your crypto. And for the first time, it was like light bulb in his head, boom. Like, really? Everything he owned was not up to $1,000. But he said he had given some good, I can't remember even how much. And I was shocked. I said, everything you own is not up to $1,000. So you don't even own cryptocurrency, as it were. It was like around $600 or so. He went cold. Many people go into cryptocurrency, but what they go into buy is what we call weak tokens or weak cryptos. By all means, avoid weak cryptos. I'm going to tell you how weak cryptos behave. When weak cryptos come on board, you don't get to hear about them at this point when they launch. Please pay attention. If you miss anything, take this home. And then you get to hear about them when they begin to fly. Whenever you hear this one, they pump, they pump, they pump, this is pumping. Hey, my friends, be careful. It is almost hitting its zenith. So when you buy at $24, what happens? And then it comes down. When it comes down to like $12, you're already losing. So you don't want to sell. You're praying, please let it go back up. And then it goes to like $17 and you feel like, oh, it has started going back, and begin to tell your friends to come in. And then it drops again to this point, sorry. And then it kind of, okay. And then, you know, it drops, let's see. And then it drops again to this point, $3. You do not want to sell because you bought at $24, you're already losing. And then it behaves like it's about to go up again to like $5, but you really want it to get up to this point where you bought, at least so that you get your money out. It never happens. And then eventually it crashes. This is it. So basically for weak tokens, they typically pump, then they dump, and then they die. If you have this experience, naturally you will say you don't want to go close to cryptocurrency again. But I just explained to you why it happened. Because you bought debt or you bought weak cryptos, and this is why you need knowledge. But let me show you what we're dealing. Before that, examples of weak crypto. I'm sure some of us must have heard about BitConnect. When it came out, it was $7.08. All right, in 2017, it was $7.08. I mean, today, if you had invested $100, $1,000, $10,000, you would have been in it. It would have been lost, because this BitConnect is no longer there. I also invested in BitConnect. I was blind. I didn't know anything. Swiss coin, the same thing. TBC, when we joined, they say TBC, the billion coin, it's growing forever. Dead, nothing, stupid stuff. All of us went in. Yeah, some people made money out of it and all of that, but there was nothing concrete or tangible. People were just making money off other people. Please do not go there. There are still tokens that are like that today. But what we're dealing, what you need to invest in is what we call legacy cryptos. Buy this class of cryptos. Why is that? Let me show you how legacy cryptos work. This is how they work. So they come in at the launch price here. In our community, we know when the launch happens, and we tell you so that you can get in at this point. But even if you miss the launch price and it goes up to like $1, maybe it comes down, it breathes a little bit, like 6 cents, it goes to 7 cents, then it goes into what is called a discount season. This discount season is a planting season where those who missed the launch period can get in, or those who bought at this point and they've sold at this point can come back down here and buy again. So you want to buy, I've said so much about NFTs, but you can go and buy shit coins and call them NFTs. You need guidance. That's what I'm trying to say. And then if you go up and then this goes up again like $5 and then it breeds again, it gives you another chance at 4 cents. So somebody can bought here can sell at $5, which is the profit season between this point to this point, like profit season. Then it goes down here, you can buy again, and then it goes again for another profit season, like $50. This is just for illustration purposes. Okay, all right. And then it comes down again. And this is another point for you to buy. And then it hits another profit season. Now look at this. It goes up, it breeds because it is alive. But you know what? The point is that on a whole, it goes up. And that is what has happened with Bitcoin. Bitcoin at some point has even dropped to -83. But on the whole, it is going up because it's a legacy token. It is solving a problem. It has mass adoption. So that is what we help you to do. Let me show you some example of legacy tokens. Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Solana, Axie Infinity, Hex, there's just a lot of them. You see, all of them, they are in profit. Now, look at another thing I'm going to tell you. You can just say, okay, I've mentioned some coins, let me just go and get them. The point is this, do you know if the token is at its first discount season, at its launch point, or its first discount season, second discount season, third discount season? Do you know what the importance is? The importance is, like, imagine if you start running right now and you take off. Your speed is, you have energy to run, but the longer you run, the slower you get because you're losing energy. So you never can tell. Times are changing. New problems are coming up. For instance, there was a time it was all Ethereum. Ethereum became slow because of the amount of transactions going on in that blockchain, okay, on its blockchain. And then you have other cryptos coming up and all of that, solving the problem of speed. In the cryptocurrency space, you have this problem, the triangle challenge, which is speed, scalability, and security. So you understand that there just might be another project taking care of a particular problem, and it is hot. You want to put your money somewhere that's going to take you probably 3 years for you to do 2x or 3x, when you have somewhere that you can put your money, and within just 6 months, you can actually do 10x. How would you know that? So how do you profit from the digital gold rush? There are 12 strategies that we've found out that you can use. In our community, we found out, all right, there are 12 ways to profit from the digital gold rush with Moon Arcade, our community. I'm going to show you 2 of them right away, all right? The first one is what we call the BAF strategy, the buy and forget strategy. Now, this is a strategy that you apply in acquiring legacy undervalued projects that are currently in development stage or at their discount seasons. In other words, you're buying the future. Somebody, I think it was Warren Buffett, once said that you do not profit when you sell, you actually profit when you buy at a discount. All right, so when you know the discount point and you get in, you're already in profit. We have example of cases like Terra Luna. If you had invested $1,000, you made 189x. That is like 18,900%. Solana, if you had invested 1 year from December 2020 to December 2021, you moved your $1,000 to $141,000. That is 140x. That is like 14,000% in 1 year. It is just, you need to know when it's a discount season and get in. And first of all, you need to identify the legacy project. 2, you need to know what discount season is it? Should I get in or not? And you cannot do all of these things by yourself. I'll show you why. Okay. Then you have Axie Infinity, you have Cardano. They all flew at their own time. They were just skyrocketing and spiking. So when you have this, the buy and forget strategy, you buy them, you forget them, because they will definitely go up. And then we have another strategy we call the set and forget strategy. Now, the set and forget strategy is an automated way that enables you to buy cryptocurrency legacy tokens using a strategy, a system we call the dollar cost averaging strategy. Now, the dollar cost averaging strategy is a safer method of crypto investment, okay, instead of buying lump sum. Now, for most people, they want to wait until they have all the money in the world for them to go into cryptocurrency. We are saying that with the right knowledge and the right guidance, you can actually go into cryptocurrency the way you do a SUSU, you do your monthly contribution, you do your AJO, that same strategy, you can use it. But you need to identify if this is a legacy project and if it's going to stand the test of time. Understand that the top 20 cryptocurrencies that were leading in 2017, about 97% of them are no longer there in that space. You want to be somewhere that come 3 years, 5 years, this asset will still keep moving and be giving me profit. And for that to happen, you need relevant guidance. All right. So I've shown you 2 strategies. The next question you want to ask yourself, but before that, let me demonstrate the dollar cost averaging. Imagine that you had decided to invest in Ethereum $25 every week in Ethereum, into Ethereum. And you started on the first day of December 2015. And you invested from that point to the 31st day of December 2021. What would have happened is that you would have been able to invest for 6 years, a total of 2,253 days. And your total investment would have been about $7,950. And you would have made 318 drops, if you understand what I mean. But in total, because of the value, because of the growth of Ethereum, your investment would have moved from 7,950 to 1.6 million. No stress. You just know the legacy project and you decide to go in. That's it. Know the legacy project and decide to dollar cost average. But this is the problem about dollar cost averaging. Sometimes you will forget. We are humans, we get busy, we will forget. So the system we've put in place helps you to automate the process so that you set it and you forget it. All right. So every week or every day or every month, there's a small investment you're investing into maybe this asset, this project, that project, that project. That is what we bring to you. That's a solution that we bring to you. So I've shared with you 2 projects. The question is, there's another one that we call the anti-bear strategy. Now that strategy helps you to withstand, no matter what happens, even when people think that you benefit in cryptocurrency only when cryptocurrency goes up. But what if it's going down? Can you still benefit? The answer is yes, if you know what to do. We have another strategy we call beyond the token strategy. How would you know if you just buy Ethereum? What is happening behind Ethereum and what can you benefit? How can you benefit? If you buy Polkadot, what are the things happening within the Polkadot ecosystem and how can you benefit? We've gone past the point you always say buy and hold. There's a lot happening in the decentralized finance space, in the NFT space. There's a lot happening with regard to the NFT community or technology. I want to quickly wrap up by telling you that, listen, what we are sharing with you is not for everybody. If you have the time to do the deep dives, to do the technical analysis, the fundamental analysis, you don't need this. If you have bank-grade tools and manpower to do this, you don't need this. If you can spot the next BTC and the next Ethereum, you don't need this. If you can analyze and interpret data and make decisions after analyzing and interpreting big data, you do not need this solution. But if you don't fit into this class, you need this. The big question is, how much do you need to make huge profit in this space? $100 will turn your world around, can turn your world around, all right? We have cases, what $100 has done. And Bitcoin, $100 moved to 81 points. Ethereum, $100, $600, 600,000. BNB, $100, 590,000. Solana, $100, 32,000. So $100 can do a whole lot. We've seen it again and again in this community. All right. So we have some examples of our past calls. In the past few months, we called Velas. Velas have done 7 months of a launching Moon Arcade, this very product. I've done 4,500%. Monkey Ball has done 4,400% plus NFTs. The YDX has done 100% in 7 months. Yale Finance 1,800%. Star Atlas 250% plus NFTs. MetaBots 1,000%. AdaPad, Wagyu Swap, VelasPad have done between 10,000 and 20,000%. I can go on and on. Radio Kaka, Gaia World, Dexa, we called all of them in this community and people made money. But I have to warn you, past results do not in any way guarantee future performance. We're just educating. All you need to do is decide whether you want to take action or not. But what will it cost you to get into our community and be guided? First of all, understand that you will have access to 2 times in a week mentorship with our mentors, mathematicians, statisticians, analysts to help you to understand what is really happening in the space and where you should put your $100 or $1,000. You will have video recordings of what is happening in the space. You will have our pick of the week. What is the cryptocurrency? What's the project you must look for? You must look out for this week. You would have all of that. You will have access to our VVIP community where we discuss what is happening, and you do not have to sit in front of your system every day. All you need is probably 30 minutes in a day, an hour to take a look at your investments, take action, and go off. You can get out of any investment. If you buy Axie Infinity, you don't like the way it's behaving, you can take the money out and go into Gaia World, whatever, and it takes seconds, all right? You will have access to all of this. If you put everything we have that you get access to, it is valued about $10,400. But listen, you're not going to pay that amount. Actually, you just come in with an enrollment fee of $250 for a lifetime. And then you pay a subscription of $1,000. But for the past few days, a promo was launched. It is going to be for a short while. I don't know how long, sincerely. And that promo has just cut by half the price for your subscription. The subscription right now is $499, let's say $500, $499. All right, that's a subscription, $499 for 12 months. If I were you, I would get in this night or this afternoon or this morning, wherever you're seeing what you're watching this from, because you are not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. By the time we log in tomorrow and the company has taken the promo off, that's it. You will have to pay $1,250 to become part of this amazing leading cryptocurrency investor education community. So right now, for all intent and purposes, all you need to pay is just $750, and you have access to world-class information on how you can become wealthy through the cryptocurrency space, especially now that the DeFi world is exploding, the NFT world is exploding, and there is something that is about to happen that will skyrocket everything that I've shared with you. Well, naturally, if you want to limit the poor man, tell him to pay, and then he just walks away. But I believe that the people here on this call are wealth-minded people and are ready to take action immediately. So just to recap, what do you stand to gain when you get into our Moonarcade community? You become a Moonarcader. You get Zoom meetings twice a week, access to the arcade video guides on participating, how to. It's not that we say go get it, but we'll show you step by step how to. Access to our VIP Telegram group, an alert group, and a very interactive group. And then you have access to marketplace published reports. You also have our pick of the month. Okay, I said pick of the, actually pick of the month. You also have YouTube calls. And more importantly, I like to say this bit. You cannot on your own access cryptocurrency founders or project founders or lead people. But here in this community, you would have exclusive access to an AMA session. By AMA, it means Ask Me Anything session with founders of crypto projects. So my friends, if you've been sitting on the fence, this is not the time to sit on the fence. I must tell you, as by way of rounding off, I must tell you that a lot is happening in this space and many people are not around, are not aware of it. Institutions are getting into this space. The retail, the regular man like you and I, we are not aware, we're not paying attention, all right? So get up to date, pay attention today. Remember, you will not have those enslaving contracts, no peanut returns on investment. You have total control of your funds. So if you want to see a lot of gains over the coming year, you need to learn how to get started, how to get situated right now and get started by joining the To Know It community and subscribing to our flagship product, which is the Moonarcade. And you immediately gain access to research that is scarce and rare in many cases. It's not just about going on Google, on YouTube, and getting information that you cannot verify. The cryptocurrency space right now is a place where where it is who knows who and what information are you getting at the end of the day. My friends, we are living in a unique moment in time, a moment when the very nature of money and finance is undergoing drastic change for the better. If you don't want to be just an observer, sitting on the sidelines, you don't want to be there at all. If you want to be part of this great money revolution to potentially secure your wealth far into the future, my encouragement, my recommendation today is try Moonarcade. Just try the Moonarcade Investor Program for 1 year. 1 year. And if you don't like it, it's okay. This is truly a limited offer. So please claim your spot right now, right now. Go back to whoever invited you. Get started today. Don't lose this $500 discount. Because even if you miss it at $1,250, it is still an amazing deal. So thank you very much for taking the time out to be with me this evening. I'll take your questions. And I hope that you become superbly profitable in the crypto space, as I believe it is one of the best investments of your time if you decide to join the Moonarcade community today. And I say here is to your newfound wealth. I look forward to having you guys, all of you, in the space. So I'm going to take questions now, and then we'll call it a day. Yes, questions, please. We have questions. I thought somebody told me, oh, he's no longer here. All right. Any questions? Okay. If there are no questions, thank you very much. Go back to whoever invited you. All right. And make sure that you take action today, tonight. Do not procrastinate. Remember, procrastination is the thief of time. Bye for now. My name is Stallone-Obaraemi Samuel. And my sincere desire for you is that you go on succeeding by becoming a better version of yourself. Bye for now, and do have an amazing day ahead. Good evening or afternoon. I wish you the best.